And in the end, I think we could have had 3 or 4, but I thought it was a top performance all round.
I think it's also what's called being cornered. You cornered them. These set pieces, incredible.
Yeah, you have to believe in your process, we believe in our process, we keep at it all the time, we never get bored. When you go up for a corner, it's a chance to score a goal. It's not a chance to relax and chill. So to score again on both of them, I know Nico will be buzzing, and I'm so happy for the boys as well.
Well done, Nicolas Joubert. In terms of the delivery as well, how much are you working on that? More than normal?
It's really... I put in a few good balls tonight, could have had a couple of assists, but to get one, I was happy with that.
And what does this result mean? We're seeing a momentum, aren't we? Coming back.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you have a blip in the league, you get written off, and we stuck together as a group. We knew that wasn't the case. The run of results we had weren't good enough, but we got together as a group and we knew we could be doing better, and now we're starting to see a turn of that, which is a real positive.
And the other bit of good news, Liverpool drew tonight. They dropped points, so you've closed that gap. This, in that sense as well, must feel good.
Yeah, it's good. Look, people get carried away with the title talk. I was involved in my first one last year, and you just need to be in and around it by February time. I think too early to be calling what's going on. Liverpool have dropped points. What are they still 10 above? 9?
7.
It's 7. So it's closer, but look, still a long way to go. We'll keep believing in ourselves and see what happens.
Declan, well done. Player of the match as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was slightly better than he thought at the top, but he's right. He's not looking at that until February. Interesting to hear him talking about the clips and repetition in terms of the delivery. Tony, Arsenal knew they were getting one hell of a player when they brought him from West Ham, but perhaps this set-piece delivery went a little bit under the radar, didn't it?
It's fabulous, isn't it? And Saka on the other side, they've both got fantastic delivery. There's been a real sea change for me, tide change with the amount of times that the referees don't give any decisions, and it looks like Arsenal are really capitalising on it. You used to go forward and the barge, the push on the goalkeeper or on a player, referee was blowing straight away and it's free kick, away you go. But it seems like they're letting everything go and it's a free-for-all. But that's taking nothing away from the delivery from Declan Rice. He must be working every night. He's putting it on a sixpence, isn't he?
Well, someone spotted something somewhere, because I remember on our show last January when they went to that Dubai midsummer camp and Declan Rice hadn't taken any set plays for Arsenal. They came back, he was taking them all. We've done some digging. In his West Ham career in the Premier League, over 200 games, he only took 19 corners. And now he's taken over 90 for Arsenal. Yeah. So someone spotted something somewhere, because this wasn't happening when he signed for Arsenal.
I think what it is he's always been very good with his dead ball kicks. But the problem is he's such a big, tall guy that you actually need him in the middle as well. And there's that fine balance whether you sort of negate his height for the quality of set piece. Arsenal have got enough big bodies anyway in there, so it's fine to go and let him take the corners. And it's all right having all these movements, all these blocks, as Tony's referred to, but if you haven't got the delivery, then, it stops at source, doesn't it? And I think Declan Rice has got one hell of a delivery.
Yeah, because it's so consistent, isn't it? I mean, we saw that for the first goal. It's on a sixpence every time.
Every time. You said about it. Like I say, he must be practising. And it's the little guys are scoring. It don't matter. If the delivery's that good, it don't matter if you're Timber. Little push at the near post, he's got away with it and he's flicked it in. You see him, they all run from the back post. I'd be, as a defensive coach, if I was working with the Man U or another club against the Arsenal, you're kind of going, right, how are we going to affect this? Because they're so good at it. They're so good. They all move to that near post. And it's a free-for-all at the near post. I think, actually spin it around and try to block them at the back post and to stop them moving forward. And I don't know how you do that. See, little touch by Timbers, pushed him out of the way, little flick into the goal. Referees are not blowing this stuff up now. But I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. This is brilliant.
It's one thing saying how you're going to stop it, because that goal is very, very similar to the first one they scored at West Ham. I was at the game on Saturday. And United have obviously seen that, but watching it and trying to physically stop it are two different things.
Exactly that. I said to Tony as we were watching the game, I said, like, what do you do there? How do you stop that? When these teams are playing zonal marking, there's only a certain amount of players in certain zones. You don't flood it. The only thing I can think of is, do you revert back to man-to-man? Do you? I I mean, because all of a sudden you've got 5 or 6 players there moving from one area into an area of about, I don't know, 3 metres squared. It's, you know, and you've just... And if that ball is plonked within that zone, it is so difficult. As I say, the keeper can't do anything. It's too flat, too quick. So he can't move. And then you're just relying on your defenders. It's really, really difficult. And I can bet your bottom dollar that all teams are not only watching Arsenal and thinking, how do we stop that? I hope we're not playing them soon, because how are we going to stop this? But they're probably also just re-looking at their strategy at set pieces. What can we do if that is so effective? That's won the game tonight. If that is so effective, we're going to have to invest time, effort, money, because the set-piece coaches now, half of the Premier League have got a set-piece coach. I think it's about 11 teams now have got a designated set-piece coach. And it might be the way forward. Some people have sniggered and laughed at it in times gone by, but if it's winning you points like that in tight games, then there's only one team laughing, and that's Arsenal at the moment.
Because the numbers are incredible. They've got more goals from set pieces this season than any other side, and that's 22 goals from corners just from the start of last season.
If you're going to win league titles as well, you need to contribute, and set plays are still the third of all goals are set plays, penalties, wide free kicks. And if you're that good at them, keep going. Every time that I've won a title, we've chipped in. The defenders have chipped in with goals and stuff. It's vitally important. And we used to work, under George more than Arsene, but we used to work all the time on them, all the time, because he knew how important they were. And it's evident, Arsenal are doing it now, and it's brilliant to see. If I was defending against it, I think you've got to get to the stage where you're actually blocking them before they run in, before they actually get into that zone. Keep them out of that zone. You have to kind of block them. I've seen some people, they're rugby tackling them to try and stop them, but the referees, I'll go back to the referees again, they're absolutely letting everything go.
Isn't it fascinating? Because I know of 1 or 2 managers, past and present in the Premier League, that don't particularly like corners. They get a corner and it's like, don't really think we're going to score. Just get it and play.
Keep
go
passing.
play short and get building up again, and just have it around the edge of the box and then try to. They're not interested. The ball goes out behind for a corner and it's like they don't want it. They're not bothered about it, which is fascinating when you see how destructive they can be tonight. And then certain managers have a totally opposite view on them.
Absolutely. Arsene Wenger was the same. He was an intro to play Ruben, the manager for Sporting Lisbon.
De Zirkzee at Brighton.
Exactly. Sporting Lisbon.
Not interested.
He's got them playing short corners. That was his philosophy. Play it short, play it short. Yeah. You see how effective when you can get it into that danger zone.
Fascinating.
And you create your own luck as well, because, all right, it wasn't textbook from Saliba, but the same principle was there in the build-up to it.
Oh, Steve, when you put it in with that pace in that area, then eventually you're going to get the luck. I mean, you could say they had bad luck on certain occasions. We'll run through a few of their corners shortly, and you can see... I mean, it could have been 4 or 5 goals from corners. And OK, there was a little ricochet, but that's what it's all about.
Look at Saliba, look, Saliba's pushing him, and he actually ends up scoring.
Yeah.
He's pushed him. The referee's just letting it all go. It's all going. Away you go.
They're almost clear in that area, pushing people out of that area. So they
stopping the keeper, pinning the keeper. He's invited because you can't get him out and challenge him, so they pin the keeper and they move the defenders around. Yeah. It's brilliant.
And it's about how much, isn't it? How much you can't rugby tackle people, you can't pull their shirts, but you can sort of manipulate, and it's pushing those boundaries. It's pinning a goalkeeper without putting your arms around, but just getting in his way, not touching him, but staying in his area. And it's just pushing the boundaries all the way. And if 4 or 5 players are pushing the boundaries, then all of a sudden you can outnumber players.
We did it in the quarter-final FA Cup, 93. I always used to say, we had big Andy Linnigan. I said, take him inside. I went round the back, and he basically blocked the last man of the protection. And I went round quarter-final, semi-final, used it every time. And teams didn't catch on. It's a great weapon. We just got clearance, brought them all inside. I went round the back, free of space, got a couple of goals for us. It works.
Yeah, and they got 13 corners today. United didn't get a single one, and United couldn't really work out how to defend any of them.
No, No, and they'll be scratching their heads and they'll be going home and looking at the videos and thinking, right, what did we do? How can we get better next time? But look at some of these, Steve. It's quite incredible. It was right from the first one. You know, all of them, right at the back post. You see the one arm up. I guess that either triggers the movement or it says we're going near post, but all 5 players all into one area. And this is a huge miss from Partey. I mean, that was probably the best chance of the whole lot. So that should have been 1-0 straight away. From the other side, same again happening. And every single time. And I asked Tony before, if you're a defender, do you prefer defending against in-swingers or out-swingers? And I've asked the question of a lot of our guests, and every single person, including you, Tony, says you prefer defending against out-swingers. Now, this is one of the first teams that actually whips the ball right on top of the goalkeeper in-swinger. It's a nightmare to defend.
100%. And they're pinning the goalkeeper as well. The goalkeepers along the league, they must be absolutely terrified of that ball coming on top of them. You know, Lee Dixon spent his career defending people away from the keeper. Anyone that got near Dave Seaman, he went, right, I'm going to block you. His whole job was to keep people away from Dave so Dave can go and deal with it.
Yeah.
They've got about 4 or 5 people around the goalkeeper. How do you actually protect that?
And the other difficult thing, Steve, is that, you know, we've seen them swamp the front post, but we've also seen them all hold back and stay at the back post, and then they'll go central, and then they'll go near post. So if you're marking, you don't know where they're going to come next. But one thing is for sure, wherever they're going to go, they're all going to go at the same time, and that's what makes it so difficult to defend.
Fascinating. And as we said, Manchester United couldn't defend them tonight. They've been beaten for the first time under Ruben Amorim, and here is United's new head coach.
Ruben, it's your first league defeat with Manchester United. What do you make of the performance?
Tough game. We try to do our game. You can see it, especially in the first half. We managed to have the ball. We could be more aggressive, but we need some trainings to reach that area. But you feel it that we have the structure there. We control very well Arsenal game, and you feel it in the stadium, especially in the end of the first half. And then the set pieces changes everything, changes the momentum. Was really hard then. We try it, but was that the two set pieces? We had 2. We didn't score. They scored. They won.
You know those set pieces are coming. You know Arsenal are strong at that. So do you praise them or do you look at your own defending?
Both. But we have to understand that they have years of doing that. Even when you are here for so long, you see it that Arsenal can change games like that. We try to defend them with in the space of 2 days to train, but it's hard for every team to defend the set pieces of Arsenal.
You know, a team better at set pieces right now. Arsenal's record is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible the way they especially the way they change the games, because sometimes they are not dominated, and I think that today you feel it in the game. Was really divided, no big opportunities, and then one set pieces can change the game.
And then what if Matthijs de Ligt's header goes in with your set piece?
It could be different. Then the momentum shift. Also Anthony on the free kick, but it is what it is. We have to work more, and it's a defeat. We want to win games, and we will try to do it in the next game.
What have you learnt tonight? Sometimes they say you learn more in defeat. So what have you learnt tonight about this set of players?
I learned that they are smart when we have the strategy, even with 1 day. Almost like jogging during the training, but we find the way to press, we find the way to block, and we'll be better in time.
You've referred to a storm is coming. You've got Manchester City, Liverpool and Tottenham coming in the next 6 games. So what do you need to implement, hopefully, to be at the level you need to be for those games?
We have to improve in every minute. We have to use every minute to try to improve and to fight for the games. That's the only thing, the only way we have, and we are here to do that.
And so by the time you come back here for the FA Cup in January, what hopefully is improved?
Set pieces. That is important. We have to be more aggressive near the opponent box, but we have a lot to improve in all the areas in the team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, they have a rematch in the FA Cup, third round in January. He said it could have been different if De Ligt had scored. We touched on it on the full-time whistle. I mean, it was a very good save from David Raya, wasn't it, Tony?
There was. There were signs there. I think they started the game very, very compact. He's got his style of play. They were much more organised. And I think he'll stick to his philosophy and get the team in good shape. That's a great header and it's a great save. It's an unbelievable save. Very athletic. I'm not sure what Dave Seaman would say about it. Maybe Dave would probably say that he should have been over there anyway and caught it. But it was a nice one for the cameras. But yeah, listen, taking nothing away from the keeper, that's a magnificent save. Great header, by the way. It could have changed the game.
It was. The ball was almost going behind De Ligt there, so losing a little bit of power, moving backwards. So he did well to get the power, the direction. Really good save. As you say, could have been a change of game if that had happened, but Arsenal were just a little bit too powerful. Obviously very good at set pieces in the end and probably ran out deserved winners. Yeah, let's get a quick Arsenal reaction. Here is the scorer of that first set piece. His first Arsenal goal